Get ready for some major moves, because we are diving straight into the action with the potential trade destinations for New York Yankees infielder Anthony Volpe. The Yankees are weighing their options, and we break down the 4 potential landing spots that could dramatically change the landscape of the league for this talented player. We look at the Cleveland Guardians, the Minnesota Twins, the Colorado Rockies, and the Toronto Blue Jays, and explore exactly why each team might be the perfect fit for Volpe's game.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we are looking at a major financial decision facing the New York Yankees. The team is facing a critical need for bullpen depth after a tough outing against the Milwaukee Brewers, and we are examining the potential trade for Chicago White Sox reliever Seranthony Dominguez. This reliever is on a 2-year, $20 million contract, and we investigate whether the Yankees should use their trade assets to try and acquire this high-caliber arm to bolster their pitching staff. We switch gears to the Yankees' immediate roster changes ahead of their next matchup. The New York Yankees have just made a significant move, optioning RHP Kervin Castro to AAA Scranton Wilkes Barre and reinstating LHP Carlos Rodon from his rehab assignment. We detail everything you need to know about Carlos Rodon's season debut and what this roster adjustment means for the team's immediate outlook. Finally, we wrap up with a look at the intense rivalry action, focusing on the Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays matchup against the Los Angeles Angels. We break down how the Blue Jays completely dominated the Angels in that game, scoring 20 hits and taking full control of the contest, and we look at the broader context of the American League West standings. Don't miss the rest of the coverage. Stay locked in. The New York Yankees are facing a potential decision regarding infielder Anthony Volpe, as the team appears content without him as an everyday player. Following a history involving injury and rehabilitation, and a decision to prioritize Jose Caballero and Spencer Jones over Volpe during recent roster adjustments, the Yankees are considering trading Volpe in the near future, particularly if there are no immediate plans to elevate him to the major leagues. Last season, Volpe posted a .212 batting average with 19 home runs, 72 RBIs, and 150 strikeouts. If the Yankees decide to move him, analysts have identified 4 potential trade destinations for the player. The Cleveland Guardians are one potential destination. Their starting shortstop, Brayan Rocchio, offers solid offense, but Volpe could inject significant power upside into the Guardians' infield, despite the trade coming with increased strikeouts. The Guardians are also looking to address home run production issues in their infield. The Minnesota Twins represent another possibility. Trading for Volpe could provide an immediate boost to their infield power, potentially allowing them to experiment with shuffling players around the infield to accommodate Volpe, given their current situation. The Oakland Athletics are another option. Their starting shortstop, Ezequiel Tovar, possesses a strong glove and extra base potential, though he struggles with on-base ability and a high strikeout rate. Volpe could thrive in Coors Field, making Oakland a place where his power game might truly flourish. Finally, the Toronto Blue Jays remain on the list, though this is considered the least likely scenario due to the divisional rivalry. Toronto is seeking offensive improvements following the loss of Bo Bichette, and Andres Gimenez does not offer the same power profile as Rocchio, making Volpe's home run ability a key attractive factor for the Blue Jays. The New York Yankees are facing a critical bullpen dilemma as they navigate the early stages of the 2026 season. Despite a promising start, a recent bullpen collapse against the Milwaukee Brewers has exposed a lingering need for depth in their pitching staff. With existing right-handed relievers David Bednar and Camilo Doval, the team is actively considering a trade for bullpen reinforcement. A name gaining traction in trade discussions is Chicago White Sox reliever Seranthony Dominguez, who is on a 2-year, $20 million contract. An MLB mock trade idea circulating suggests the Yankees could target Dominguez in exchange for 2 mid-tier prospects. While the American League Central remains competitive, the feasibility of such a move hinges on the White Sox's willingness to part with the reliever and their future asset management plans as the season progresses. Dominguez has established himself as a quality reliever over several seasons of his 8-year MLB career. His prior tenure includes time with the Philadelphia Phillies, Baltimore Orioles, and Toronto Blue Jays. In 2025, he was part of a quality campaign that led to a trade to the Blue Jays. Statistically, Dominguez has pitched in 338 games with an ERA of 3.51, accumulating 48 saves and 379 strikeouts. This season with the White Sox, his performance has seen an ERA of 3.68 over 14.2 innings pitched with 8 saves. While he walks a fair number of batters, his fastball remains a significant weapon. The 2-year contract indicates the White Sox are currently committed to retaining him, but the situation remains fluid, particularly if the Yankees assemble a compelling trade package. As the trade cycle is early, Dominguez's name is expected to gain more traction if the Yankees' bullpen struggles further. The New York Yankees have made a significant roster adjustment ahead of their upcoming series against the Milwaukee Brewers in Wisconsin. Following a recent loss, the team has opted to move players to bolster their pitching depth. The Yankees announced that RHP Kervin Castro was optioned to AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Crucially, the team returned LHP Carlos Rodon, who was on a rehab assignment and reinstated from the 15-day injured list, setting him up for his season debut on Sunday. Rodon, the third pick in the 2014 MLB draft, is returning after a strong year with an 18-9 record and a 3.09 ERA in 33 games. This marks his 4th season with the Yankees, following stints with the Chicago White Sox and San Francisco Giants. Rodon is a 3-time MLB All-Star with a career record of 93.72 and a 3.73 ERA across 231 games. Yes, Network highlighted the significance of this move, noting that Carlos Rodon makes his season debut as the Yankees conclude their series in Milwaukee with a Mother's Day matinee. The Yankees enter this matchup as the second-place team in the American League East with a 26-14 record in 40 games, holding a 12-8 record on the road. Following the Brewers game, the Yankees are scheduled to travel to Baltimore for a series against the Orioles starting Monday night. The Yankees faced a challenging outing in Milwaukee, struggling to generate enough offense to overcome a spirited Brewers rally that ultimately extended into the 10th inning. In the Angels game, the Toronto Blue Jays delivered a dominant performance, quickly taking control of the contest. Despite Angels starter Jack Kochanovich managing 3 scoreless innings, the game unraveled in the 5th inning. Toronto batters reached the plate repeatedly, including an error by Kochanovich, leading to a flurry of hits and walks. Brandon Valenzuela provided a significant blow with a 3-run home run, propelling the Blue Jays to 7 runs in the 5th and establishing a commanding lead. The Blue Jays continued their assault, adding 6 more runs to the scoreboard and accumulating 20 hits throughout the game. While the Angels managed 10 hits, they left 9 runners on base, underscoring the offensive disparity. The game concluded with a lopsided score. In other matchups, the Minnesota Twins defeated the Cleveland Guardians 2-1 in 11 innings. The Guardians struggled significantly, allowing only 2 hits, both of which were significant. Byron Buxton led the Twins off with a home run, and Minnesota secured the lead via an RBI double in the top of the 11th inning. The Texas Rangers successfully halted the Chicago Cubs' 10-game winning streak, securing a combined shutout victory. Pitching depth from the Rangers held firm, despite Jack later issuing 5 walks. The Kansas City Royals secured a win over the Detroit Tigers, with Bobby Witt Jr.'s inside-the-park home run setting the tone. Kansas City scored 5 runs across 2 innings, while Michael Wacha kept the Tigers to just 2 hits in 7 shutout innings. Meanwhile, the AL West remained muddled as the Chicago White Sox defeated the Seattle Mariners 6-1. The Mariners struggled offensively, managing only 1 run on 4 hits, while the White Sox bullpen played a key role in the victory. Seattle starter Luis Castillo was limited to 4 innings, allowing home runs to Colton Montgomery and Miguel Vargas.